Hold up, guys. I'm trying something different here. Oh, yeah. See, that camera does look better there. Let me see. Need to get lined up here. Let me see what I can see here. I don't know. I still don't like that. You know what? It's not worth it. Guys, give me 1 second here. I like being able to see myself, and I'm not even going to worry about it. But I did. Hold on. Hold on. Been a long day. Check, check, check. Yeah, it's been a busy day. I haven't even had a chance. I haven't had a chance to take a break today, but got to keep the content train a rolling and a rolling. Give me 1 second. I am ill prepared. Hold on. I'm just going to get this balanced here. If you're on right now, tell people, share it. Let's get some people in here. Let's have some fun, people. Let's have some fun. Give me 1 second. I got to get my water. Because when I get on a roll, I get that dry mouth. Maybe I have been partaking in some medication. Nothing, well, you know what I'm talking about. When you get cotton mouth. Stand by. I'm coming. All right, I'm back. All right, so on tomorrow's Tuddle Daily podcast, you guys are going to like this. I had an interview with one of the nicest people that I have ever met working in radio. Johnny B. Bad, Mark Merrow. I got Mark Merrow is going to be on the show tomorrow. I am not firing Vulture. Yeah, share this, guys. But on tomorrow's show, I am going to have the fabulous Mark Merrow on the show. I already did the interview. And I got to tell you, out of all the wrestlers that I've had a chance to meet while working in radio, especially, I got to meet tons of them when I was in Tampa. Here, I'll give you an example. You want to know the guy that would not even give me the time of day? And I get it. The guy's larger. Yeah, he did move to Georgia. The one guy that was the biggest dick that I tried to be nice to, I want to see if you guys can guess. Out of all the wrestlers in Tampa that I could have met on the Bubble Love Sponge show, who do you think was the one that just wouldn't even give me the time of day? Kind of blew me off. Yeah, Diamond Dallas Page. Oh, guys, so during the interview today, I would like to hear your guesses. What wrestler was kind of an asshole? Like, thought he was, yeah. It was Hogan, by the way. It was Hogan. I don't know. But I mean, Hogan is on a different level, but Hogan, yeah, could not be bothered at all. Now, if you could do something for him, oh, bet your ass he'd talk to you then. But Mark Merrow, there are two people that I've met in radio that every single time you can't help but not be in a good mood. Yeah, Hogan was a complete one-way Hogan. Complete dick. Never, ever would even give me the time of day. And it's not like I ever expected it. But got humbled. But But no, DDP. No, I talked to Mark Marrow. So you know how I've been talking about how my dad has been having trouble walking, and I don't know if a lot of you guys know that Diamond Dallas Page has DDP yoga, and Mark Marrow said he is going to blow in a call to Diamond Dallas Page, and the next time they're in town, might be able to work with my dad. And if you don't know, Diamond Dallas Page has helped out. Hey, what up, Anthony? There have been people that can barely walk, and then DDP has worked with him and has done like his workout plan, and now has full mobility. And I think that's badass. Mark's gonna hook me up and see if Diamond Dallas Page can get my dad on a program so we can get him back into working shape. Hey, what's going on, Philip Anthony? I got to tell you, Philip is joining and has been supporting most of my content. T-Bone, how are you? And I appreciate you, Philip. But I thought that was kind of cool. And we got into a lot of stuff in the interview that I did with Mark Marrow. Yes. thinkpause.org. But yeah, I think that's super, super cool. And my dad was like, hell yeah, that's cool. That would be amazing. But we talked about a lot of stuff. Now, I will admit, we did talk about a lot of wrestling stuff, but I don't know if you know Mark Marrow. He goes around before the pandemic doing speeches and talking with kids and stuff, high school students that are cutters, going through depression, ones that have tried to commit suicide. And I wanted to have him on. I talked about my story. And the interview got a little heavy, but we also got into some wrestling stuff. We talked about him being a Golden Glove boxer and how he missed out on the Olympics. I don't want to give too much away. I also talked about Chris Benoit, the Chris Benoit deal. And if you don't know about the Chris Benoit deal, just Google it. It's horrifying. And we also talked about the stiffest guy he ever worked with. And if you don't know the wrestling lingo, by stiff, I mean throwing spuds. Spuds is actually another wrestling lingo. But by stiff, I mean just not pulling any punches. Here, I'll also give you a little bit of the inside thing on the interview tomorrow. I talked about all the injuries and stuff that he had through the years. And, a lot of people think wrestling is fake. And Mark replied and said, yeah, wrestling might be fake, but gravity is real. Actually brought up about the Mankind being thrown off the top of that Hell in the Cell against The Undertaker. So look out for that. I thought today's podcast was really, really good. Started off the show with some audio. What's up, Fish on Jay? When you going to come fish with me again, buddy? You haven't been coming around in a while. His brother was in a bad accident, too, on a motorcycle, yeah. But it's a great interview. That'll be on tomorrow's Tuddle Daily podcast. And I got to thank my producer, Vulture, for setting up a lot of these interviews. I've been trying to get some people on. I don't know if you, yeah. Oh, yes, my production guy, Josh Kale. Josh Kale was going to be on. Who was the interview secret person? Philip? I can't do it. And I know you called me out. You called me out and said that I overhyped the interview. I can see why you would think that I overhyped the interview. I'm going to play that interview one day. It's on the shelf. No, I definitely did. I mean, I could see why you guys think, yeah, come by, Jason. Sunday, come fish. All right, so here I'll explain that interview. The reason why I have not played that interview, okay? If my parents were not around and they, right now they're not in great health. My mom did get home from the hospital today, by the way, guys. So I'm happy about that. If my parents weren't still around, I really would not give a fuck. I would play the interview, but the people that are involved, not the person that I interviewed, but they are friends with some very powerful people. Very powerful people, by the way. And I don't want to cause them any stress at all. But let's just say the person that I interviewed has friends, mafioso type guys, people that maybe if they wanted to, they could get you audited. I'm not saying that any of us are not paying our taxes and stuff. But what I'm trying to say is I don't need that type of blowback right now. I really don't. Now, if it wasn't for my producer, I definitely would have let it. I would have let it eat. I would have let the big dog eat on that one. Because it would have gotten me a lot of press. Why did I do the interview? Well, okay, at this point right now, I'm not turning down any interviews. A lot of people are like, Mark Miro is a famous person. And for the most part, I just want to interview interesting people, interesting stories, because the celebrities are not going to give you the real story. With so much blowback, that could happen. Yeah. Well, but what I'm trying to say is a lot of the interviews that I've been getting, I talked to the Sonic Shaman. Oh, what did you guys think about, if you listened to today's show, did you hear the interview conversation that I did with Dark Match Steve, the parody guy for the Bubba the Love Sponge show? I thought that was great. And then the Sonic Shaman interview I thought was pretty decent. But I like the direction of health because it gets so sexy. But what I'm trying to say is, like, I just want to interview interesting people. Interview Longwood Commissioner Matt Morgan, former WWE TNA wrestler. Hey, Fish on J. If you can get me some contacts, I'll be more than happy. Matter of fact, you know what? While I'm at it right now, let's do this. I'm not one of those radio hosts. Well, I'm not a radio host, podcast host that thinks that he knows better than the audience. Matter of fact, I'm trying to super serve you guys. So if there's anybody interesting that or maybe you want me to interview, email me, Tuddle@gmail.com, or leave me a voicemail, 407-270-3044. No, I'm not scared to release it. I'm not scared to release it at all. But guess what? Vulture has been helping me tremendously, taking a lot of stress off of my shoulders so I can just concentrate on content. And it's kind of like a partnership, 50-50. I've talked about this. If you could compare it to anything, I'm kind of like Bubba. Vulture is my Tom Bean. And I will admit that Bubba does sometimes just go ahead and just let it rip without Tom Bean. So I'm just listening to my producer. You're a grown man. All right, well, Brad, I mean, do you want me to... okay, here. Let me tell you why I call him Vulture. Listen, me and Russ are on great terms. But the reason I call him Vulture is because if you really knew why I call him Vulture, you would feel like a real asshole because of what he does in his personal life. So you can kind of go pound sand on that one, buddy. Because you're gonna feel really, really ridiculous if you knew what Vulture did in his real life, and if he doesn't want his real name out there, I'm gonna respect that. I don't know why you can't understand that. Plus, radio people all have silly goddamn names. Tuddle. Hey, Brad. Thanks. Listen, Brad, I appreciate you watching the stream. Here, do you want me? Yes. USMC. That right there should be enough to explain exactly what it is. Here, Vulture, is it okay? I'm not going to say what you did, but can I at least say what you do for a living or what you did for a living? I'm not going to give away anything because I want to make this asshole that keeps busting my balls about you. Is it okay for me to say? Because it's going to sound really, really ridiculous. Because if you're a Bubba fan, when you hear what Vulture has done, you're going to sound really, really ridiculous, and it's going to make you sound like a real big asshole. Here, I'll say it right now. Here, I'll say this right now. The guy fought for our country. Enough said. That's all I got to say. It's a nickname. And you're going to bust my balls because of somebody that probably something you wouldn't do went and defended this country. So you can kind of just suck my dick, really. If he wants to be private, let him be private. It's a call sign. Exactly. Right there. That's what it is. It's a call sign. And you know military people have call signs. That was his call sign. So go ahead. Keep saying Fire Vulture. A military guy. A guy that fought for your freedom. So, enough said. If he wants to be private, he is helping me out. He's a big Bubba Army supporter. He reached out to me out of the kindness of his heart. And I got to tell you, if you want to start a podcast, don't get some guy with mental issues that walks out of the studio. Oh, I got the Lou Temple interview coming up too. So what I'm trying to say is if you're wanting to start a podcast, do not hire a pussy to produce your podcast. Get yourself a military man because he keeps me... Here, you want to see today? Look, I shaved. You know how many times I've gotten on and done an interview when my face wasn't shaven and I looked like a train hobo? Yeah, that shit doesn't fly in the military, buddy. So he's kind of giving me structure. So, yeah. You got it. So, yes, I know I'm in the content business. But you guys all know that I've shot myself in the foot, I've burned bridges, and I'm just trying something new. Let me try something new. Because what I was doing before wasn't working for me because guess what? I'm an unemployed radio guy right now, podcast Willie all day long. I've talked about this, guys. I've talked about this. The only way that this show has been growing is because of you guys. My YouTube numbers are growing and growing. Yeah, for now. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure that I'll end up fucking it up somehow. No, I know that I will. But I mean, you gotta admit, guys, you want to bust my balls? I've made so many changes in my life right now. 2020, I could have just laid down during this pandemic and done nothing, but I made and I set goals for myself. I stopped drinking. I start working out. No, oh, thanks. Sorry, I misunderstood, Michael. change that mental soundtrack. What up, Roxana? Yeah, Roxana. I hang out with Roxana or Roxana, Roxy all the time. Been having a great time with her. And she's really helped me out a lot. So if you get a chance, she does tarot card readings and stuff. I'm trying to help her get her channel set up. So once I do that, I know, mumbo jumbo, mud wrestling would distract us. I mean, there was a mud puddle over there, but it's gone now. Angel messages. See, I've never understood that. Like, you guys know, like, I'm not a religious person at all, and, angels and stuff like that. Thank you, Fish on J. Dude, are you going to be up after I get done with my live stream? Because I'll reach out to you. And when I get done with this, so we can make plans, come out and fish Sunday. Have you ever seen a skunk ape? No, I have not. What did I see the other day? Oh, the raccoons have been really, really bad. I've been going to the dumpster, and we have been invaded by coons. And please don't take that out of context. It's not a racist thing. I did play that audio. What did you guys think of that audio of Barack Obama that I played? And that blew my mind. That there are no raccoons in Hawaii. Like, seriously. I mean, we have ball pythons in Florida, and that's an invasive species. But why no raccoons in Hawaii? Snipe hunts. Yeah, I fell for that one when I was younger as well, too. I'm actually getting it in the works right now. They can't swim. Yeah, I wouldn't expect them to swim from the mainland of America all the way to Hawaii, but you can't tell me that nobody in the world has tried to sneak a coon into Hawaii. Out of all these years, we'll need a party activity. Yeah. Oh, yes. By the way, I talked about that last night. You guys would not believe all the emails. Let's talk about that. When all the snowbirds leave here at the Hobo Fish Camp, and we are going to throw the biggest party of all time. And I've already been thinking about this, okay? The problem is going to be parking here, but there is a public park right down the street. Like, seriously, not even a quarter of a mile away. And I got a couple of golf carts. We can have people park over there at the public park. It's a county park, so you're not going to get into any trouble. And then we can shuttle people back and forth, so nobody can get upset about parking. I would offer my place, but it's ugly. No, see, this is my plan. Yeah, I'm sure John Mays will love that, but who cares? We're already leaving. And if everybody parks at the county park, and then I shuttle people over here on the golf cart personally, and then we have a good old party. Bring your fishing poles. I gave you guys a tour of this place yesterday. Bring your fishing poles. We'll fish. I got my 2 grills. I got a smoker. So bring all your meat, because I will take care of your meat and I will cook it, and I will feed everybody. It can kind of be like a potluck type thing. If any of you guys know any local bands, I got the PA system. We will get a live band here. Everybody will be welcome. Let's blow it up. Let's leave this bitch with a bang. Are you guys down? Because what I want to do is I need to be able to prepare. I'm going to start an RSVP list. And if you want to be on it, email me, Tuddle@gmail.com. That's Tuddle with 2 Ds, Tuddle @gmail.com. Now, I'll give you guys enough heads up. But what I mean by the snowbirds, right now, we really can't find a new place to be able to go to. I don't want to fight the owner. No, you're not. You're not. Dude, Michael, Warren, if you're from New Jersey, what part of New Jersey are you from? When I was married, my wife was from Toms River, New Jersey. Her sister owned a tanning salon in Seaside Heights. We used to go up there Thanksgiving, Christmas, and stuff. But I do want to create an RSVP list to be prepared for this. But all are welcome. Once we find a place that we're moving to, when we know that we're leaving, I want it to be absolute mayhem. I want it to be like Sodom and Gomorrah. Group sex, fuck it. Brad's just being a dick. Brad. I appreciate you listening, buddy. I love you. I love a good ball busting, so I appreciate it. Trenton. Yeah, I mean, my father-in-law, when I was married, hang a couple of salami from the ceiling. But yeah, and so, yeah, I'm trying to do it. I mean, my dad, listen, the guy's been jacking up the rates here nonstop. He's just been taking everything away. So why would they want to be here? I mean, there's a couple of places they've already looked at that are like $200 cheaper. And by the way, for you to say their friends are only here during the wintertime. This place is desolate during the summer. I mean, Fish on J can even attest to that. This place is absolutely empty during the summertime. Oh, it's great. I mean, the only thing you have here is the view. Nothing is handicap accessible here. The public showers don't even have hot water. I mean, the seawall, I've shown you the cracks in the seawall. One of the worst scars that I have on my leg was throwing a cast net and accidentally falling into a land crab hole. But Fish on J will back me up on all this stuff. Yes, the view is amazing. It's great. You're not going to find a better view anywhere else on the coast here around the Oak Hill Edgewater area. But how can you keep jacking up the rates and taking everything away? It's just not fair. He's taking advantage of a bunch of elderly people. And that's a fact. That's not defamation. That's just the hard, cold facts. And I know a lot of you guys want to say, "Ooh, well, you're ruining it for your parents." No, I'm not. I'm not. Hoboken, New Jersey. Yeah, but so, yeah, I mean, if you want to bust my balls, Brad, I love you, buddy. Listen, you can say whatever you want to about me. I really don't care. I just, I appreciate you watching my live stream tonight. I appreciate you helping me make money because I'm monetized. And the more and more you watch, the more and more you help me. So if you want to come on and bust my balls, I really don't care. Have at it. The view is beautiful. Great sun. Rises and sunset. Dolphins, manatees, beautiful wildlife around. Yes, there is a lot. Well, thank you, Dan. See, now I don't want you guys to think that like I'm pandering to you because I'm not pandering to you. I'm not just saying this. I'm not like on bending knees giving you my hungry mouth. No, I really appreciate it because this podcast has made me a better broadcaster. The special shots were cool. Oh, guys. All right. I'm glad you bring that up. I got to thank a listener that gave me a new toy, and I got to figure out how to better utilize it. But this guy, Matt from Gainesville area, hold on, give me a second, guys. Hold on. I want to show you this nice little piece of equipment. And if any of you guys are tech people that can help me figure out this problem, email me because I would like to talk to you. Hold on. Look at this. I am a big tech guy. I don't know if you can see this, but it is a camera. Now watch this. Watch this. Hold on. Watch. Hold on. Watch. This camera has a gimbal on it. It is 4K. It is 4K, 60 frames per second, and it plugs directly into my phone. Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I got to figure out how to best utilize it. Because the problem that I'm running into is that it plugs in through the lightning cord into my phone. And some of the video, I tested it out today. My God, this thing is stable as hell. No matter, like, I can do this, it's going to stay level, and it is crisp. But the problem that I'm running into is that I got to be able to plug this microphone, which is also a lightning cable, but I need to plug the lightning cable into my phone, but I have my mic plugged into the lightning cable. So if you guys have any workarounds for me that can help me, please email me, tuddle@gmail.com, because if I can get this bad boy to work, my live streams, is there lightning port on the Osmo Pocket? Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. See, here, hold on. So what happens is this little thing slides out, and I have, watch, here, hold on. I got to figure this out here. Hold on, watch. So, all right, so is that the lightning? Nope, that's not. This one is the lightning. So what, all right, so you see, God damn it, I need to get a mic holder. So you see right here, that little lightning thing right there plugs into the side. Here, watch. So you plug it in right through here, and it fits in here. Okay? So you see how it is now? And then that plugs into the side of the phone. But now what am I supposed to do with my microphone? Because this microphone gives me the great sound that I'm getting. So what I'm trying to say is there is a Bluetooth thing that you can get that goes to this. Okay? So what I'm saying is I could run the video feed Bluetooth and then use the microphone. I don't know. I'll eventually, listen, I don't want you to think I'm dumb. I'll figure it out. I just thought maybe you guys might have some type of solution for me, because this camera right here is going to make me look so professional. Watch this. Watch this. This is so cool. Watch it. Boom. And look, see, it has a gimbal. So what I'm trying to say is I'm excited. Thank you, Matt in Gainesville. I don't want to give out his last name, but I got to tell you, he told me his last name, and was like, a lot of people don't know this about me, as I have a big OCD when it comes to my contact list, and I asked him his last name, and his last name is not weird, but I'm sure he got picked on a lot in high school. Because listen, I got picked on. I've told you what my nickname was in high school. Headquarters. They called me Headquarters. Call me Headquarters because I have a big head. I don't, look, here, hold on, let me give you a side profile. How big do you guys think, because if I was to buy a fitted hat, what size fitted hat do you think I would wear? I want to see if you guys can even guess that. I'll give you an example. I made varsity baseball my freshman year. I had to wait 2 weeks for them to specially order no, not 9.5. No, but everybody had fitted hats on the team. I didn't want to be the jobber that had the snap. Yeah, it is an 8. It is an 8. It was 7 5/8, and then it was 8. My parents, when I was younger, because I would tell them, hey, all the kids are calling me headquarters, and they would do this. You know how many fights I got into because, assholes would come up to me in school and they'd be like this. They would come up and they would salute me. They'd be like, reporting to headquarters, reporting to headquarters. Yeah. And I wasn't even a tough guy, but I would throw hands and then get my ass beat. But, and then I also played JV football, and you could have easily picked me out. I was never good enough to play varsity football, but you could easily pick me out because I was the only player that had a helmet that didn't have a logo on it for Pearson Taylor because they had to specially order me a football helmet. Yeah. And then when your parents are always so nice. They try to make you feel good, and they'll be like, oh, honey, you'll grow into your head. You'll grow into your... No, it didn't. Especially now, since I've lost the weight and gotten in shape, my head looks even bigger. Yes, Dan Jordan, I saw that about the wireless thing. So I need to get that, but I think that's kind of crummy. Like, you can't tell me that this technology would not come automatically with a Bluetooth built into it. But I don't know. I don't know why I get a kick out of this. Watch every time when you turn it on, boom, resets itself. Bam. It is good. You know what? I'm going to take some video later and post it onto my social media. Small size requires less stuff like that. Yeah. But I'll figure it out. Was this in DeLeon Springs? No, see, I grew up in DeLeon Springs, and not a lot of people know this. We didn't have a high school in DeLeon Springs. I had to do a 45-minute bus ride every single day, all the way to Pearson. I went to school in Pearson, Florida. So we had to ride all the way from DeLeon Springs to Pearson. The bus ride was horrible because we had to stop all over the place. Now, when I got to the age that I could drive, it was so much easier. I could get up later, and it was just bad. And I don't want to sound like one of those old people who's like, oh, I had to go to school. I had to walk uphill both ways. No, but I did have to walk down a 3/4 of a mile dirt road to get to the main road and catch the bus every single morning. And in the middle of the dark, by the way. All types of stuff out there. But that bus ride was horrible. And there was always like some bias because the kids from DeLeon Springs, I mean, let's buy Tuddle, as Sony said. Dude, listen, I thought about that. I thought about, because Bubba and them did that. I hated that bus ride too from DeLeon to Pearson. Noel, did you really? Do I know you? What year did you graduate, Noel? Because that bus ride absolutely sucked, and we were dicks. I look back on, and when I was a kid in high school, we were all assholes. We had a geography teacher, history teacher in middle school, and he was deaf. He had hearing aids. And we were the biggest assholes to him, to the point where we walked into class one day and it was written on the chalkboard in chalk, I'm no longer your teacher. We used to do this stuff. Where, his hearing aids, he could turn them up and stuff, and we would raise our hands. We'd like, ask a question, but we would do this. acting like we would just be mouthing things, and he would turn up his hearing aids all the way because he didn't think he could hear us, and we would go, ah! And we would yell, and it would like blow out his eardrums and kind of make him lose even more hearing. And looking back on it, that was a pretty shitty thing to do. We also had a band teacher that had Tourette's. Not the type of Tourette's where they cursed a lot. He was a beeper. And by beeper, he would do stuff like this. He would just, all of a sudden, he would go, boo, 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 boo. He would do that. And he would lick people. And he would kick things. But that was his Tourette's. He would go, boo, 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 boo. And then he would lick things and kick stuff. Yeah, I know. Well, what up, Howard? Howard, you guys have heard me talk about Howard. I had two best friends, Howard and Derek. And it's a funny story. Like, me and Howard were friends first, I think, because we played baseball together. But me and Derek got into a fight at Chuck Lenning baseball field. And I went into that fight knowing I was going to get my ass beat because Derek was so much bigger than me. And Howard, if you're still in the chat room, please back me up on this one. I got in the first good punch. How long did I play baseball? Like all my life. All my life. So I blew my arm out. But I got in the first good punch, kind of stunned him. And after that, Derek got on top of me and just started beating the ever-living piss out of me. And the only thing that I could do to stop it was lean up, kind of like I was doing a sit-up, and I almost bit his nipple off. Never heard a man scream as loud as he did, but I bit the absolute fuck out of him, and he got off of me. And then I ran. And the black guy that we were actually really good friends with, the groundskeeper at Chuck Lennon, actually was the one that saved me because I was running, yelling, help me, because I knew that Derek was going to beat the shit out of me if he caught me. But after that, we became best friends. Best friends, me, Howard, and Derek. Do you remember the line in the movie Good Will Hunting when Robin Williams was talking to the teacher, the mathematician that was trying to get Will to take these jobs, and he brought up the fact about the people that he hung out with, and Robin Williams said the reason why he hangs out with those people is because any of those motherfuckers would take a baseball bat to them if they needed to. That's the type of people Derek and Howard were. That's how we rolled. We didn't go looking for trouble, but we had each other's backs. And I think we've all had friends like that. We all got friends like that. And I lost touch with them. You would have been going to the dentist. Yeah. LOL, good old Chuck Lennon. A lot of drug dealing that used to go on there. I tell you, man, we used to go down there and watch some great soccer matches. Big, if you don't know DeLeon Springs is a big Spanish community. Actually, I think the Caucasians were kind of the minority, not the bottom minority, but we used to go down there and they would have the best soccer matches because I'm not exaggerating. The whole town of the Spanish people would be there and they would play soccer all weekend long. And a lot of you are asking why the big Spanish community. Pearson, a lot of you guys don't know this, is the fern capital of the world. All the fern that you see in flower arrangements and stuff like that comes from Pearson. I mean, that is the big employment in that area, fernery. I used to cut fern. I used to pack fern. It was one of my first jobs working up there. And it employed a lot of people, and that's why the Spanish community was there. And I mean, listen, I'm not bitching. I loved it. The old school's not even there now. They tore down the school that I actually went to and built a new one there. What's up, my ferns? But yeah, no, it employed a lot of people there. And I told you, see, the thing is that I wanted to learn Spanish so badly. But could you believe that our Spanish teacher that we had, they brought in a Spanish teacher that did not speak English. So tell me how I'm supposed to learn Spanish when my Spanish teacher can't even speak English. That's why I really didn't pick it up that much. But I'm going to make it a point this year to learn Spanish. Because I told you last year, 2020, I had a lot of goals. And I accomplished them. I got in shape, stopped drinking, working out, started a podcast. And now my goal for 2021 is to learn Spanish. Because think about this. I mean, I can kind of understand it. Me llamo Tuddle. Estados Unidos. I had Miss Reynolds, a Colombian Spanish teacher, when I went to Taylor. But yeah, it was so frustrating not being able to, like, how are you supposed to, oh, the other one, sacapuntas. Sacapuntas sounds like a bad word, but no. Sacapuntas is Spanish for pencil sharpener. Little known fact, sacapuntas. And the baño, bathroom. So I know a little bit of it, but I want to become fluent in Spanish because I've burned on pretty much every bridge in radio. Oh, you did have Ray. Man, Howard, I didn't even remember that, but yeah, I want to learn fluent Spanish because I burned my way through so many formats and burned so many bridges. Could you imagine the gimmick? Because, we talk about wrestling all the time. How badass of a gimmick would it be if I became the biggest Spanish FM talk host, but I'm Caucasian? Could you imagine with my nerdy ass voice what it would sound like if I was fluent in Spanish? And I was like the first Spanish shock jock or something. Gringo Loco. Yeah. I think it would be great. It would in Tuddle Mundo. Here, I'll give you an example of one. There was a country station back in the day, B94.5 in Orlando. And I'm actually friends with him on social media. Ellis B. Feaster. Have any of you guys ever heard of Ellis B. Feaster? For the longest time that we heard him, my dad was like, man, I love Ellis B. Feaster. Ellis B. Feaster is great. And then this is before social media, so you really couldn't, the good old days of radio when they would put ugly bitches. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude or sexist or anything like that, but back in the day before the internet, when you could see who was on the radio, they would put any woman on that had a great voice, but they could be hogs, they could be pigs, and you would never know. Now, if you look in radio, they gotta have the voice and they gotta have the look. I mean, that was the mystique about radio back in the day, was that you always heard their voice, but you were always imagining in your head. You always had, what's up, McDave? You always had that image in your head listening to somebody's voice of what they look like. And it's completely different. But now, like, everybody's on social media. I kind of despise social media, but it's a unnecessary or necessary evil. And you got to do it because now program directors and bosses, when they hire you, they look at your social media numbers. And like, if you don't have a big following, they don't want you. Well, I mean, it's not that they don't want you. It's just, it's going to be a lot easier for you to get hired if you get big social media numbers to engage with your audience. And now you can see what everybody looks like. So that's why I'm saying they will give any chick that's halfway decent, nice rack, a radio job. You want to know who I think is the full package? Lindsay. Lindsay on Rock 100.5. First time I met her was down at a gig. It was a Bubba gig that we did down in Fort Myers on 96 K-Rock. And I met Lindsay because Lindsay was the afternoon girl there. And then she exploded. Not weight-wise. But she moved up to Atlanta, got a gig in Atlanta, worked there for a while, and then she went up to Chicago and worked on one of the biggest heritage stations in the world, The Loop. She worked at The Loop. Why do you say I like standing up doing this? Well, the reason I like standing up doing this, I explained last night. First radio studio that I worked in was 93.1 WKRO, the Crow in Daytona Beach. It was an alternative rock station, but it was a morning show, and it was a stand-up board. We did the show standing up, and not a lot of people realize this. You burn more calories standing up than what you do sitting down. So most talk studios, people are standing down. Most music radio studios that you will see are stand-up boards. So a lot of the music people are standing up, and it's just something that I'm familiar with. Mike's switching for you. Emailed you and links in. Hey, thank you, man. I'm gonna email you back and give you my number. Maybe we can talk and you can help me out. But yeah, it brings me back to my good old days of standing for 4 hours during a radio show, and I loved it. Because any of you guys listen to Florida Man Radio? Ed Till. A lot of people don't know this. Ed Till was on Real Radio. Ed Till at one point was the most hated man in Orlando. He was the biggest troll, but it was entertaining and people hated him. And Drew was, "This is Ed Till. I will tell you." And I do a horrible Ed Till impersonation. But Ed Till, I am a big Ed Till mark. I think he's amazing. The guy is good at what he does. I don't know. Have you guys, if you guys are into talk radio, you need to watch the movie Talk Radio. Stars Eric Bogosian. It's about it's actually kind of based on I think it is a true story about a talk show host in Dallas that was killed. He was very controversial, and rumors is, and I don't even know if it was a rumor, but I think Eric Bogosian actually came in and kind of shadowed Ed Till, I think for a week, to kind of get the character down, because Ed Till was the same type of character that Eric Bogosian played in talk radio. I would love that. See, but I don't think I would get it. I would absolutely. Matter of fact, I have Ed Till's phone number. I don't think. I'm jumping in the shower. Hey, T-Bone. Thank you, T-Bone. I would love to interview Ed Till. I would absolutely. I would do anything to interview Ed Till. But I don't think he'll do it because I think the people at Florida Man Radio, for some reason, fucking hate me. Can't stand me. I'm blocked on all their social media. I don't even know why. If they were smart, hire me. I'll do whatever. I got a name in Orlando. Who knows Ed? Well, I mean, not a lot of people know who Ed Till is, but Ed Till is, the guy is a radio legend. A lot of you people don't realize that Real Radio 104.1 was the first FM talk radio station in the United States. Yeah, I think that's bullshit. I think lowering the flag needs to go for soldiers and not even politicians, because they're assholes as well too. how I feel about Rush, I've talked about this on the show. I can separate the art from the artist. Do I agree with what Rush Limbaugh said? To be honest, Rush Limbaugh kind of was a shock jock, just a political shock jock. The guy was an amazing broadcaster, but I didn't agree with the shit that he would say. But he would say things just to get a rise. So he was a political shock jock. And a lot of people don't realize this as well either. That was from COVID. Well, then I can see that. But a lot of people don't realize this about Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh's ratings were actually higher when a Democrat is in the White House. A lot of people are like, well, why would that be? I thought he supported the Republicans. No. When there was a Democrat in the White House, it gave him more things to bitch about. Just to bitch about things. And when people have things to bitch about or have opposing views, it's always better. So that's about it. So I'm probably going to cut this off. I'm almost done an hour so far today. And I get off like crazy whenever people like start walking up here, because you never know what the way the hobo fish camp is. You don't know if like somebody's going to be combative or whatever. So who knows? We'll see. Well, at least he didn't mess with me. What is this button? I haven't even noticed this. Let me see here. I don't even know. I want to see some of these effects. I haven't even tried any of these. I want to see. I don't know. Let me see. What's that look like? I don't like that. Black and white. I don't know. Do you guys like the black and white thing? Kind of reminds me of the movie American History X. Kind of shot in black and white there. Great movie, by the way. As you can tell, I'm kind of I kind of like that one. I think somebody's about to start a fire. I don't know. No, what about that? No, that's kind of stupid. Bubbles. A lot of people do say I look like Bubbles from whatchamacallit show. I've never watched it, but yeah, the Bubbles thing, that's a little weird. Wait, what is this? Dance party. Ooh. How's the content for Bubba coming along? I am not. Oh man, that's kind of like weird. Sam from Tom and Dan kind of looks like Bubbles. No, but I'm not gonna do content for Bubba because, like, listen, I know Bubba better than you guys, and if you push too hard, it's just gonna ruin things. So I am not going to push the deal. Bubba told me he will be in contact with me, and he'll get in contact with me. And if you guys want to, expedite the situation, email him. I think it's still show@btls.com. What is this one? Dream? Ooh, that's a weird one, too. We were talking about shrooms last night. That's a weird one. Let me see what this one is. I'm just... Glamour? No, I don't like that one either. I don't like anything. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. It's like I'm kind of like about to shoot a snuff film. That's 8mm. That was a great Nick Cage movie too. As you can tell, I'm a big movie buff. Oh, what does documentary look like? If you have any feedback, documentary? I really can't tell the difference there. Old timey looks. What's sepia? Sepia, what's that look like? Oh, hold on. Haunt. Oh, okay. That one's kind of weird. Why do I have that? Why does it look like I have like double glasses on? That's kind of a weird one. Oh, Creepshow was a great movie too. Oh, all right. This one might be pretty cool here. Reminds me of that old like 80s video. And I can't think of it off the top of my head. But this is actually a pretty decent one, too. I don't know. We'll have to see. Let me see if I have any more. Nope. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's my last one. I think I'm going to just go back to normal and cut my losses. Guys, just want to thank everybody. I appreciate everybody. As always, follow me, Tuddle Daily Podcast, Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, 315 Live, Matt Mazur's thing. I'm on TuneIn Radio app. Yeah, Take On Me. Yes, thank you, Howard. Take On Me. I'm now on Amazon, Audible. So help spread the word. Tell your friends, family, loved ones, coworkers. Say that all the time. If you don't want to donate and help out, paypal.me/Tuddle on the radio, even $1. I email everybody back and thank them. So, guys, I'm getting out of here. Talk to you later. And don't forget Mark Marrow on tomorrow's Tuddle Daily.